This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com, and I'm going to go into my weekly review of the points I find interesting in Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer newsletter. So, also, I'll have to remind you guys to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed, and please like this video. Help me get it ranked. I'll jump right into the news right now. WWE set business records in the first quarter of 2021. They took in $333,448,000 in revenue and had $66,041,000 in profits. So huge money. A lot of this has to do with their Saudi Arabia deals, their TV deals, their Peacock network, huge deals that they have, YouTube revenue, and so forth. Nick Khan said that WrestleMania was the most viewed event in the history of the company. However, he was combining the viewership of both nights. And Meltzer points out here that more people actually watched the television shows of Raw and Nitro in the 90s than watched WrestleMania if you look at it from a one-night perspective rather than combining the two nights into one big number. WWE has a new deal with A&E that's going to include 35 new biography episodes, 24 Treasures episodes, 20 more episodes of this Rivals show. Stephanie McMahon brought up on the quarter one financials call, I guess, that WWE had $10 million in sponsorship for WrestleMania. And she also said that they're trying to find younger stars. And WrestleMania in weekend in Dallas, they had tryouts featuring 50 college athletes from 40 schools. So again, that's the problem. They used to hire like the best wrestlers from every territory back when there was territories. Now there's college athletes that they're training from scratch. So I take a sip of my protein drink here. They also noted on this Q1 financials call that television production costs are down because with the Thunderdome, it was more expensive to produce and they weren't having any gate money. Apparently, they were asked on this call because WrestleMania had huge viewership in India, would they do a big event there? And there was no real answer because Meltzer points out that the country in India is very poor and it might not be that much of a financial success to run a big show there. I know they did a few years ago run a huge show in India where they had Jinder Mahal, who they'd been pushing as a major star job to Triple H, which was mind-blowing to me. You spend all this time trying to build Jinder Mahal in a star, and then Triple H, who's not even wrestling full-time, beats him in India. Apparently in this call, they were asked about what they were saying years ago, that they were going to have performance centers around the world, and no real answer was given other than they're looking into it. Apparently, as far as total tickets sold for house shows, pay-per-view events, and TV tapings, a total of 286,800 tickets were sold domestically, which was an average of 5,708 tickets per show and an average gate of $382,570. So I guess making their ticket prices so expensive these days does put their gates up. They average $73,576 in merchandise per event as well. WWE did cut 10 wrestlers from NXT on the 29th of April. The most known were Malcolm Bivens, horrible name, Dakota Kai, Dexter Loomis. You know, with a name like Dexter Loomis, you're going to be the next Hulk Hogan. Priscilla, Pirata, and Heartland. And those had been on TV semi-regularly. Meltzer brings up that Heartland, whose real name was Parker Boudreaux, had a lot of publicity before signing because he looked like Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman was promoting him while he was still playing college football. But I guess nothing really came out of him. I do remember there was a huge deal that this guy was going to be the next Brock Lesnar, but nothing really came out of it, and they released him. Roderick Strong, who I don't even know. I remember his name, but I don't know. I'm not that familiar with him. Apparently, he's been trying to get out of his contract, but they're not letting him out of his contract. Well, again, you people sign your contracts. So I don't really have pity for people that sign a contract to be in a company for a number of years and then regret signing it. There's people starving all around the world that I'm more concerned about. There's people dying over in the Ukraine that I have more pity for. Matt Riddle and his wife Lisa officially divorced a month ago, apparently. Meltzer brings up that their marriage had a big issue as Candy Cartwright had made sexual assault claims against Riddle related to an affair that they were having. Dynamite did a 0.32 rating this week. They were taping from Baltimore and had 4,300 paid in attendance. It is noteworthy that last week, 921,000 people watched Dynamite last week, and this week it was down to 833,000, so a significant drop in viewership. Young Rock did a 0.34 rating. NXT was also down, 0.13 rating. Raw from Greensboro did a 0.38 rating and had 5,100 paid fans in attendance. SmackDown last week also did a 0.38 rating. These 0.38 ratings are bad, by the way. To have your flagship shows in the 0.3s is not good. Rampage only did a 0.14 last week. New Japan did a 0.00. Yes, that's the actual number. For everyone that constantly talks, well, it's really only the smart marks that love New Japan. They literally did a 0.00 rating. And Impact did a 0.02 rating. Vice says they're going to do another Dark Side of the Ring 4th season. However, it's not listed on their schedule yet. Freddie Prinze Jr. says he's going to start his own wrestling promotion. I don't actually know what Freddie Prinze Jr. has been in because I thought he was one of the guys from American Pie, but I guess he's not. So I know he was an actor that did some stuff in the 90s, but I definitely had him confused with somebody from American Pie, and I can't really tell you what he's been in. Because last time I said he was from American Pie when he was in the news, oh my God, I got so much hate about it. So I stand corrected from that again. The former Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, got engaged last week to Josine Offerman, who was JoJo in WWE. They'd been together a while and had 2 kids together. Stu Grayson was released from AEW. No loss there. UFC, in that news, there's a big show in Phoenix this weekend, my favorite city in the U.S. Apparently, there's only 835 tickets left, 15,450 tickets out right now. And Dana White appeared on the Pivot podcast this week and said boxers were overpaid. Because, of course, there's been a lot of talk lately that UFC guys are really underpaid compared to boxers. So I'm not surprised he said that. But I wouldn't say anybody in an industry where you're literally beating your brains out, you're getting brain damage doing that sport, whether it's in the fight or in sparring, you're destroying your health. I don't think you're overpaid. People die in boxing. You're literally putting your life on the line every time you fight. So I don't think boxers are overpaid at all. Mike D, thank you for the $5 tip. A lot of people think Mike D is Jerry Saggs of the Nasty Boys, always asking for the Nasty Boys in the Hall of Fame. I do agree that all of those people do belong in the Hall of Fame, though. And I'm going to call it a day because I actually have to go to work. I start work in half an hour. So have a great day and a great weekend. Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please help me out and like this video, then click the subscribe and get notifications buttons so you don't miss any of my latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Facebook at the Hannibal TV for more live streams and videos.